Hey, what's up, everybody? This is E. Hope everybody's doing good, staying safe, staying healthy, doing what y'all got to do, staying enlightened. Today, the video is titled, Enlightened People Don't Believe in God. That concept is for the masses. First off, before anybody thinks I'm the Antichrist or I'm a devil worshiper or a Satanist or Luciferian or anything like that, no, that's not me. I'm here to help people. And I feel the things that I'm telling you are the things your God should be telling you anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in that. And I will say that enlightened people don't believe in God. In fact, let me tell you a little something about the founders of this country. Truly brilliant men. These men were incredibly smart, incredibly talented. That's how they were able to put together a country. No easy feat to do that. But all of these people they classify themselves as deists. Now, a deist is somebody who believes that God created us but doesn't have anything to do with us. He pretty much created us, then washed his hands of us and went about his business. That's what a deist believes. And that theory makes more sense to me than most other theories, but there's even a problem with that theory, which I'm going to get into when I just totally destroy, this whole concept. But so the founders were deists. Now, to be honest, they weren't even deists. They were really atheists, but they couldn't say they were atheists because this country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. So you can't say that you don't believe in God, but you're building the country on the principles of God. So instead of saying they were atheists, they classified themselves as deists. So the point I'm making is they didn't even believe in God. The people who founded the country didn't believe in God. Most of your Masons and other enlightened individuals, they don't believe in God. God is a concept, and it's not even just God. It's God and the devil. I don't believe in God or the devil. I don't believe in angels or demons. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in magic. I believe in mathematics, and I believe in science and what I can see and what I can observe and what instruments can see and observe if my senses aren't strong enough to make the observations. So, that's where I'm coming from. Like, for instance, people believe in demons. Okay. The most evil creature that I know of that has ever existed has to be a human being. I cannot imagine there could ever be anything more evil than a human. And that includes devils, that includes demons, ogres, monsters, whatever you want to call them. If you look at the news on a daily basis and see the things humans are doing, devils and demons can't touch that. In fact, I've come up with a whole new term, a word that I hope gets put in the dictionary at some point. The word is humanic. Humanic. Excuse me, humanic. And humanic takes the place of demonic because we don't need to have, like I said, I don't even believe in demons, but if you do that, that's your choice. But you don't have to look to demons for evil because humans are the most evil creatures that have ever existed. It just is what it is. We are evil, bad. You know what I'm saying? It's outrageous. Now, I'm going to explain to y'all shortly, why we are like that. I'm going to teach you something that your religion can't teach you. And that's one thing about my videos, my channel. I'm going to always tell you things that you're not going to hear anywhere else. And I dare you to dispute those things I tell you. Go for it. Try to dispute them. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a whole nother level. And I'm not saying this to brag. I just think on a whole nother level. I think above and beyond a lot of people. I can take any issue. You could take an issue that a genius has talked about. A genius. And I can still find things that the genius missed. That's just how I am. I could take any issue and go above and beyond anybody else on the issue. No matter what the issue is, I will see things that other people just don't see. That's just how I am. That's just a gift that I have. In fact, I just want to tell y'all quickly about 3 conversations I had that made me decide to make this video in the first place. One conversation I have a friend in the Philippines I talked to. We've been talking for quite a while. We're pretty cool. But the day we were talking, and somehow the subject of God came up, and I told her I don't believe in God. And she flipped out on me, started, calling me dumb, saying I'm Satan, saying all this stuff to me. And I got to thinking like, okay, now you call yourself a Christian, but you don't even know what it means to be a Christian. I mean, okay, a Christian would have tried to convince me, nah, hey, think about this, or would have shown me something or tried to tell me something to make me believe. But nah, she just went to the whole other level and showed she don't even know what it means to be a Christian. And most Christians are like that. But anyway, before I even get there, I'm gonna deal with that in a minute. I'm gonna deal with y'all Christians, and it ain't gonna be pretty. But let me just tell you the other 2 stories, and then I'm gonna have a talk with y'all. But the other conversation I had was with the guy from Pakistan, and he's having trouble finding work. He can't find any jobs. And he said the reason he's having trouble finding work is because he's a Christian and he's putting that he's Christian on the job applications. And the Muslims aren't hiring. And I'm like, damn, dumbass, don't put Christian on the application. What is wrong with you, dude? Okay, if you're not getting hired because you're putting Christian on the application, then don't put Christian on the application. That shit is simple. You know what I'm saying? If it was me, man, I don't care what I got to put on the job application to get the job. If I want to be a rocket scientist, man, I'll put on that job. Hey, yeah, I worked at SpaceX. I designed interspace rockets that travel to Mars and back. You know what I'm saying? Anything, if I want to be a brain surgeon, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, I know I'll put down anything I got to put down to get that job. That's me. That's how I roll. That's how I do it. Any other way to me would be foolish. But anyway, I'm like, dude, that's dumb. God only helps those who helps themselves. That's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to believe, me personally, I don't believe God helps nobody. Even if he does exist. I believe if God exists, we're technology. I don't believe we were made to be his children, because you can look around this fucked up world and see for yourself if you see God's presence anywhere in this world. Just look around. Go look in China and North Korea and Africa and all of those places and tell me if you feel God's presence in those countries. And that's not even counting all of the hell and mayhem that goes on in this country. You know what I'm saying? Look, go to any city. Go to any city and tell me where you feel God's presence at. It is, and I'm not saying this to be mean or provocative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's a concept that we've outgrown. You know what I'm saying? We needed that at one point, and now we don't. It's a hindrance now. It's an anchor. It's holding us back from going forward like we need to do. But anyway, that's the conversation I had with him. And my last conversation I had with the friend that I've been friends with for a very, very long time. In fact, he was my best friend as a kid. And, I still consider him a good friend now. But I noticed that he, on Facebook, he's putting out a lot of posts relating to God. Now, I'm going to tell you, I never knew this dude to be that godly in the first place. I never would have considered him a godly individual. Maybe he's changed, I don't know. But, I ain't going to lie, saying all these God posts all the time was starting to get on my nerves a little bit. So I decided to put a little post on, to write a comment on one of his posts. And I said, I don't have God and I'm getting along just fine. So he sent me a comment back saying, you have God, you just don't know it. So I sent him a comment back again. I'm like, yo, Dre. I'm like, what's God's name? I knew he wouldn't be able to answer it because most Christians don't know shit. It's just it. Most Christians don't know anything about who they're worshiping. Like, I expected him to say Jesus. That's what I expected because that's the common answer. And I'm going to tell y'all, anybody who thinks God's name is Jesus is not even worth me taking the time to talk to. If you think God's name is Jesus, you're an idiot. I know right off the bat not to waste my time talking to you. You just are totally lost, and it is what it is. I know not to waste my time talking to people like y'all. Now, if you figured out that God's name might be Jehovah, I will at least give y'all a pass, even though his name wasn't Jehovah either. But at least y'all are trying. Y'all are trying to actually get to some kind of truth. So I can get with y'all. His name wasn't Jehovah because there was no J's in Hebrew, no V's in Hebrew. So that means there was nobody named Jesus either. That means there was nobody named Joshua, nobody named Jonathan. Jesus' name was Yeshua. Joseph's name was Yeshua. And God's name would be YHWH. If you want to know how I know that, back in the early 1900s, in the caves of Qumran, they found these scrolls, and on the scrolls had these letters, YHWH. They call that the Tetragrammaton. That is the signification of God's name, the YHWH. They added the A and the E to make it Yahweh, and that is considered to be God's true name, Yahweh. Now, where Jehovah comes from, I have no idea. I don't know how they converted a 2-syllable name to a 3-syllable name. To me, it would make sense if his name would be Jave in English, but it is what it is. So any of y'all, I know y'all Christians don't know anything about what I just told y'all, but that's what God's name would be if you really wanted to call God by his proper name, if you believe in that sort of thing. Now, I'm going to tell you, me personally, what I see Christians do, I see them go to church on Sundays in most cases. Then they get out of church and they become the biggest heathens there are. The ones out here causing all of the damn devastation and mayhem and murder and chaos. I guarantee you that these people consider themselves Christian. I guarantee the majority of them do. I guarantee you the majority of them will consider themselves Christians. And what's even funnier than that, now, Muslims, I will say this about Muslims. They actually try to live what they learn, in the mosques. They try to actually take the lessons that they learn and apply them to their daily lives. I do believe Muslims try a lot harder to live righteous lives than Christians do. It's like Christians don't even know what the fuck they worshiping. They don't even pay attention to the shit they hear. They go to church so they can say they did it, then come out and act like they the worst people they are. I'm serious. I guarantee you, half these people committing these crimes don't consider themselves atheists. They don't consider themselves Muslims. You know what I'm saying? They're Christians. Now, with that said, I can't get down with Islam either, because it's just some evil shit attached to Islam. Man, these motherfuckers are murderers on some real shit. Islam got a component to it of murderous people. And Christianity, at least I'll say, doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? You got people blowing up mosques left and right. You got people chopping off people's heads. The way they treat women in Islam is disgraceful. You know what I'm saying? So Islam is no better, but at least the people do try to live what they learn. So I at least give them props on that. But, this is what I'm saying, why I can't get with either one of these religions. You know what I'm saying? They're not even necessary. They both done more harm than good. They probably killed way more people in the name of God than they've saved. If you know anything about history and how the Christians conquered the West and how Islam conquered the East, it was by the sword. Either you convert or you die. That's how they converted so many people. So, hey, and just one other fact, I'm sure a lot of you Christians may not know this as well, how Christianity even came about. Back in Rome, 325 AD, there was an emperor named Constantine. He convened what was called a Council of Nicaea, the Nicene Council. And he brought in all these people together. And they were going to determine what religion they were going to follow. And then honestly, this was the birth of Catholicism. I think the argument was against Arianism. Arianism being that God wasn't divine, and the theology that they ended up going with was that God is divine, and Arianism was considered heresy. But anyway, that was the start of Christianity, 325 AD. Before that, there were no Christians. They weren't. It was Jewish. It was the Jewish religion. Jesus was Jewish. You know. But just to move on. In fact, let me address why. Let me explain to you some of the reasons why I don't believe in God and I don't believe in the devil or any of these other things. Aliens is a whole nother issue. I'm gonna deal with that topic later. But right now I'm just talking God and the devil and these concepts. We've been brainwashed with these concepts since we were children. That's why we can't even think clearly. We can't even ask the right questions to get the right answers. That's why we all running around stupid and don't know anything. We don't even know where we come. We don't even know where humanity began. We don't know where we come from. Because we're all just stupid because we're so inundated with this garbage. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times when I tell people I don't believe in God, the first question they ask me is, okay, who created the sun? So I answered them, I say the sun is a star, just like the other billions and billions, possibly trillions of stars in the universe, and there's a process for how they are created. Look up this scientific process. That's where our sun came from. And that's where our Earth comes from. The Earth comes from the sun, as did all of the other planets in the solar system. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if there was a designer that put that in place or put that process in place, but there is no God creating star by star by star. There's a galactic process to form stars. Then they'll say, well, who created you? Well, I'll say I was born from Angela Gibson, so many years ago. That's where I came from. But now if you want to talk about where, the first human beings came from, Adam and Eve possibly, or I don't even know what atheists believe in terms of the first man and woman. But I'll say, if God created me with a tailbone. Huh? Right. Yeah, you heard me. If God created me, he created me with a tailbone. Now, why would God create humans with tailbones? Does that make sense? Did we have a tail at some point? Did God, when he first created us, did we have tails? Did our tail fall off, along the way? If you go from right now back to Adam and Eve, when Adam and Eve were supposedly created, that's 7,000 years. Not even quite 7,000. We'll say approximately 7,000 years. Now, I did another video not that long ago about the North Sentinelese people living on the North Sentinel Island off the Indian Ocean. These people have been there 60,000 years. So if Adam and Eve go back 7,000 years, these people were there 53,000 years before that. So the math is not adding up. There's no way that was the beginning of humanity 7,000 years ago. There's so much evidence that says we've been here longer than that I'm not even gonna waste my time arguing. Hey, if you want to believe that trash, be my guest. By all means, go ahead. I'm really trying to elevate people and enlighten people. And I realize that the average person that watch my videos, y'all will be totally lost. Y'all won't be able to relate to it. Y'all won't be able to understand it. It may even make you angry to hear what I'm saying because you have no way to understand it. You just don't have the intellect. And it is what it is. I expect out of anybody who watch my videos, I expect only 10% to truly understand what I'm saying. Take that for what you will. 10%, that's all I expect. I expect everybody else for what I say to go straight over your head and for you not to have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not trying to make you angry, but some of you probably will because y'all are stupid. And that's the first thing y'all resort to is anger because y'all can't think. And a lot of that is not your fault. I'm going to explain that in a minute as well. I'm coming to that soon enough. But if we were created with tailbones. Now, if that right there doesn't pave the way for the case of evolution, then I don't know what to say. There are so many cases of evolution anyway. It's everywhere. You can't escape it. Even if God created the first, we'll say the first simple being that may have evolved to everything else, he created with the ability to evolve. If we were created with the ability to evolve. So you cannot ignore evolution unless you're just stupid, unless you're just, you shouldn't even be watching the video. This is just not for you. You're not there. Go watch Love and Hip Hop or something else. But in terms of trying to learn and understand, you're not there. It is what it is. Not to be offensive, it just is what it is. So if we evolve, now I'm gonna tell you, this is my theory. I don't believe that we evolved from apes, even though I see evidence. I have seen this with my own eyes. People in Africa that look very, very similar to gorillas. Traits of where you can see the gorilla in them. Now, I'm not saying that we evolved from gorillas, but I'm pretty damn sure there's a common that humans and apes have a common ancestor, because we are not the only animal with a tailbone that doesn't have a tail. Apes also have tailbones without tails. The gorilla, the orangutan, and the chimpanzee. Now, speaking of that, and taking another, diving a little deep into evolution, I asked her, I said, what do you think? Do you think the chimpanzee is closer to the other apes, or do you think a chimpanzee is closer to a human being? Now, I'm gonna give y'all something to think about, because I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. A chimpanzee eats meat. A chimpanzee is the only ape that eats meat. The orangutan doesn't eat meat. The gorilla doesn't eat meat. A chimpanzee eats meat just like a human being. A chimpanzee kills other animals for fun or sport. No other ape does that. No other animal does that, except for one, the whale and the dolphin. The whale and the dolphin also kill for sport or for fun. So there's 3 animals that kill for sport and or fun. The human being, the chimpanzee, and the whale dolphin. Now, the reason why that's important, I want y'all to listen, because y'all won't hear this nowhere else. The reason why I'm harping on that and I'm singling out that particular characteristic, because the fact that the chimpanzee and the whale and dolphin can kill for fun just like humans, that means that those 2 animals have the ability to think. You heard me. Now, that may also go over your heads if you don't really understand the difference between instincts and being able to think. I'm gonna hurry up and make it simple for you to understand. If you have a dog and you have a treat for your dog and you hold it out, the dog is gonna eat that treat instinctively. The dog is not gonna sit there and think about it and ponder if that treat is gonna make him gain an extra pound, or if that treat is gonna make him sluggish, or if that treat is healthy or not. They're just gonna automatically eat the treat because that's their instincts. Animals operate on instinct. Animals don't think. Human beings think. But, and this has to be because of evolution somehow, some way, a chimpanzee can think enough to understand the enjoyment of killing for fun. They have to think about that. That is not an instinct. You don't kill something for fun on an instinct. That's, you're doing that for enjoyment, entertainment, whatever. And the same applies to a whale or dolphin. So, if you ask me if a chimpanzee is closer to an ape or to a human, I'm going to tell you a chimpanzee is closer to a human. Because of that fact that they have the ability to think. I don't know of any other animals that have the ability to think, except for the whale and dolphin, who also do the same thing. In fact, the whale and the dolphin are an anomaly to me. I don't understand that at all. I don't even understand how the hell whales and dolphins are mammals, the most intelligent mammals that I'm aware of, living, other than human beings, and possibly chimps. I don't know what would be smarter between a dolphin and a chimp. I don't know. But how are they living in the water? Why in the world are they living in the water? I mean, not only do they give live birth like mammals, but they need to breathe like every 2 minutes like mammals. I mean, there's reptiles that can hold their breath longer than whales or dolphins. So I always wonder, how did they end up in the water? Why are they in the water? It makes no sense to me. Then, like I said, they also have the ability to think. So they're highly intelligent in the water. You know what I mean? I always wondered if maybe they were a stepping stone for land animals, but there are no animals on land as intelligent as the whale or dolphin. It looked like it could have come from the whale or dolphin. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully somebody smarter than me can figure that one out. And just another quick fact about whales and dolphins, and this is strictly my opinion, something I believe they are the only animals on the planet with the intelligence to recognize human beings as being a superior life form. I believe they know, in a way, in a sense, it's almost like they worship humans in a way, because there have been so many cases and instances where whales and dolphins have come to our aid. You know, so y'all can take that as you will, but I think what I just said definitely makes a case for some form of evolution, because somehow the chimps evolved beyond a point of the other apes, past the orangutans and the gorillas, which is why, I mean, if you think they're considered smarter anyway, but an orangutan is highly intelligent as well. But a chimpanzee has proven the ability to be able to think. And that's significant. Like I said, you don't hear people talking about that, but a chimp can think and a dolphin can think. I'm going to leave that at that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to explain something else. Something that you won't hear in church or the mosque or the synagogue. Something that nobody probably can explain because they can't accept evolution. And if you can't accept evolution, you can't give somebody a real answer. You can't. You have to accept evolution because it exists. So let me explain to y'all why human beings are so fucked up, why we're so evil, why it's so hard to be a decent person. The reason for this is because we have evolved maintaining our animal instincts. We still have all of our territorial, we have all of our animal instincts along with a superior intellect. And because we're trying to balance that in our consciousness, in our spirit, in our body, because we're trying to balance those two things, it's really hard for them to balance because of what they are. Your animal instincts, the things that animals operate on, the things that they form their actions from, we still have in us because we evolved from an animal. You can believe what you want, but we still have that in us. Now, because we also evolved superior intelligence along with those animal instincts that no other animal has. So you can't look at them for an example because we are the only animal that has this superior intelligence. And basically, when a superior intelligence hits those animal instincts, what it means is you can be very creative in ways of doing good, or you can be very creative in ways of doing bad. Now, because these instincts are animalistic, what do you think most people are gonna do? Which way are most people gonna go? Right, they're gonna do bad shit. We don't even have a choice. So, now, I really don't wanna talk a lot about this in this video. I really wanna save what I'm gonna talk about next for another video. So I'm gonna just hit on it a little bit, but I'm really gonna save the big parts of it for another video. But we have to evolve. We have to evolve our consciousness beyond those animal instincts that we have. We have to evolve that shit out of us. We have to, if we want to survive as a species on this planet. We have to evolve. Now, there have been other times where humanity has evolved. And I'm not talking physical evolution or physiological evolution. I'm talking evolution of the conscious or conscious evolution. And what I mean by that is humanity evolved past the point of human sacrifice. And you better believe that I don't know of any pagan religion that didn't involve human sacrifice. So you best believe everybody in this world was sacrificing people at some point until those Semitic people came along, the Israelites, and introduced that system of sacrificing animals instead of people, which is why if you really know that every time the Jewish people got conquered, and they got conquered all the time, they weren't treated like the other slaves. They were treated differently because I think the rulers just couldn't help but to admire their system of living, their way of living. And eventually that's what everybody adopted anyway. Even though they call it Christianity, it really came from Judaism. So that was the first evolution in consciousness, when we stopped sacrificing human beings to these gods. Right, y'all know. The next evolution of consciousness we had was when the world got rid of slavery. Everybody had slaves for thousands of years. And then we got to the point where, we didn't have slavery anymore. We got rid of it. We evolved beyond slavery. And now we have to evolve to the point to where we consider all human life precious, and we have to consider this planet precious. Meaning that our two main thoughts have to be the survival of our human race and being good stewards to this planet, because we need both to survive. Meaning our thoughts can't be to destroy our fellow man. Our thoughts have to turn to saving our fellow man and helping our fellow man and ensuring the survival of our fellow man. That's the consciousness we have to achieve if, we want, otherwise we doomed. We won't last the way we are right now. We can't last. We're going to wipe each other out. That's just our instincts. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even really believe in instincts for humans. I believe humans have to think about everything they do. But in terms of, we do have this animalistic nature that comes with us from evolution. And we have to figure out a way to evolve beyond the animal and into the true, proper, divine human being. We have to evolve to that. Like I said, if, we want to survive on this planet. And now, just to let y'all know, I live the life I talk about. I don't talk shit. I live it. It ain't a game for me. I work out 5 days a week. I exercise for an hour and a half, 5 days a week. No joke. I'm not playing. I'm serious. Now, the reason why I'm so hard on this God concept and why I think we got to throw that stuff behind us is because we have to start focusing not only on preserving our fellow man on the earth, but we have to also start focusing on health. Man, look at what the hell is going on. Man, everybody wearing masks and staying 6 feet apart. How the hell does that help you against a virus? What does that do? How does that... what you need to fight a virus is a strong immune system. How does wearing a mask help your health? How does staying 6 feet apart from people help your health? Now, I don't understand why we didn't have a health revolution in this country when this virus started, why people didn't start pushing healthy diets, fitness, exercise, drinking water. I don't know why. And not only that, just so y'all know I'm about that shit. Okay. Y'all see this? This is 3 pounds of sea moss right here. 3 pounds of sea moss. This is elderberry. This is turmeric. This is echinacea. This is black seed oil. This is olive leaf extract. This is colloidal silver. Now, you may be asking yourselves, just one last thing. This book, the name, Erskine Gibson, that's me. I wrote this book, Natural Cures That Work Immediately. So if y'all think I'm bullshitting, y'all think I'm just on here talking shit like these other clowns, no, I live that shit. I live that life. Health is my thing. I know a lot about health. I know a lot about healthy living. I know a lot about working out. I know a lot about exercise. I know a lot about supplements. I know a lot about holistic remedies, which is why I wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I showed you all of those things, everything I just showed you is antiviral. Everything I just showed you is antiviral in some way, shape, or form. These are nature's antivirals. So y'all can fuck with the medicines. Y'all can play with them vaccines. Y'all can mess with all that stuff if y'all want to. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all, start empowering yourselves through knowledge. Learn about these things I just showed you. And honestly, I don't even have everything. There are other things that are helpful too. You know what I'm saying? Vitamin C, there are different teas people take, whatever. Find out about this stuff to ensure your immune system is strong. So if you do get the virus, you don't die. This shit is for real. It's real. I do believe in the virus. I don't believe in the approach people are taking in dealing with the virus. I think it's stupid. I believe my way is real. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to die from the virus. I promise y'all, Erskine can't be killed by a virus. Or E can't be killed by a virus. Whatever you want to call me, I can't be killed by a virus. I will not die from a virus. I promise y'all that. I know this. And that's what I'm trying to help y'all understand this. Instead of fucking sitting in church learning about God, man, learn about the shit that'll save your ass from this virus is busting everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? On some real stuff, real talk. I keep it real for y'all. I don't come at y'all with no BS. None. Everything I say is real. Everything I say is the truth. Try to dispute it if you want to. I dare you. Holla, make a video. Challenge. I bring you on my video. We can debate whatever you want to talk about. Everything I tell you is real. I don't bullshit you on nothing. So yeah, everything I showed y'all, man, peep it. Learn about it. Invest in it. It ain't no game. All right, but anyway, I think I proved my point as to why enlightened people don't believe in God or the devil. You know, now, I'm going to tell y'all one last thing before I get up out of here. It ain't just me that don't believe in God. A lot of your leaders don't believe in God either. And y'all might not have noticed, but they've slowly but surely taken God out of the society anyway. Now, the difference between me and these people is I don't believe in God or the devil. I think some of these cats might believe in the devil. They might believe in Lucifer. So there's a whole, me and them, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm not the Antichrist. I'm not a devil worshiper, none of that shit. I don't believe in none of that garbage. But these people do. So y'all might want to keep that in mind as y'all see God. If y'all really believe in God, y'all might want to start saying something or trying to do something before y'all look up and y'all can't worship nobody no more. You know, and then hopefully y'all will have to go my way and invest it in yourselves, or I got a feeling it won't go down that way. But, you know, we could talk more about that later. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that little bit of health stuff in there because, man, it's important. People, man, you have to be healthy. I mean, if you want to live a decent life. I mean, people sit around complaining and shit and don't do nothing. Don't do nothing to help themselves, but complain. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm on it. I'm doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I can help anybody else do it. Man, all you got to do is drop me a line, drop a comment, say something, hit me up, email me, whatever. I help people in any way that I can. That's just how I roll. That's how I do it. I will try my best to enlighten people, to make people more wise, more knowledgeable about anything that I know about. I know about a lot. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, I'm going to leave it on that. Please like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Please stay healthy, stay safe. I love y'all. Anybody watching this video, if you're mad at me, don't be. I'm just trying to make you smarter. That's all I'm trying to do. All right, y'all. Peace.